Hello and welcome back to Icon Coaching. My name's Kirk and I'm one of our executive coaches. Today we're going to ask the question, is leadership hard or are you making it hard? The keys to get started. We're asking this question because there's something about leadership that is really, really difficult. I think that's actually true. But gosh, it seems like so many of us make it harder than it needs to be. So let's start by talking about this idea of hard. One of the things I said in a video that we put up a couple weeks ago is that successful entrepreneurs know there's no easy button. And I fundamentally believe that. There's no button you can go push and make things easy. There's nothing worth doing is easy. But does it have to be hard? And is it hard? Is there a difference between hard and challenging, hard and just not easy? And these are semantic words that we can use to try to pull apart an idea. And here's the idea. I think in life there is a thing called hard. But there's also, and the hard comes in two different forms. There is a unnecessary hard and a necessary hard. Absolutely, you can absolutely make things harder than they need to be. In fact, some of us believe that if it's hard, it must be meaningful. We've been taught that hard work pays off. Not exactly true. Or that practice makes perfect. Not exactly true. It depends on how you practice and what you practice. But there's also no easy button. I believe it's Carl Jung who talked about necessary and unnecessary suffering. And I'm not talking about suffering in this video. We're talking about just hard. But he said it this way. There is a suffering that is necessary and a suffering that is unnecessary. The necessary suffering is maybe 10% of it. The unnecessary is something like 90% of it. And those numbers aren't real. I don't think he was making a claim that those are real data-driven numbers. He's talking about scale. But then he says the part that I think is important. He says, the 90% of the unnecessary suffering in the world is caused by us trying to avoid the 10% that is necessary. Now, if we move that from suffering to the concept of hard, I think you get the same principle. I think in leadership, there is a part of it that is just hard. Maybe 10% of it is just hard. And 90% of it is unnecessarily hard. We make it hard. And we're often causing the 90% trying to avoid the 10%. Let me give you some examples about this. In the past, leadership was defined. I have a big, huge book of the Encyclopedia of Leadership. And in around 1908, there's a definition. I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something like leadership is getting other people to do what you want done. It's literally, I need this done, or maybe you could think about it from an organizational perspective. The organization needs this done, and I'm going to figure out how to get you to do that, whether you want to or not. That was leadership. And in fact, I think it's a fair claim to make that that was leadership for most of human history. We like to say if you wanted to get a Roman warship rowed across the Mediterranean, it was just put slaves in it and tell them to row or die. They'll do it. They don't want to row the boat across the Mediterranean. What they want to do is not die, and so they will row. We call this punishment reward systems. It's external motivation that causes us to do things that we wouldn't do otherwise. So there is motivation involved, but it's not the most effective form of motivation, especially in today's world. So that's 1908 when that definition was written down in this encyclopedia. Today, though, leadership is something different. If the idea is to get other people to do things that either I or the organization need done, if that's what leadership is, that's called being the boss, or being in charge, or being the decider, or making the decisions, or having the power. It's positional authority that allows us to basically demand people to do stuff. And then we use different kinds of external motivators to motivate them to do what we want done. In today's world, I think leadership is something different. And we're still framing what it might be. We're talking a lot about it. There's tons and tons of conversations about what leadership is in today's economy, in today's world, in today's culture. But one way to think about it is we say you can lead others the degree to which you can lead yourself. And leading yourself is a necessary hard. You can lead others the degree to which you can lead yourself. And there is a load of hard work, we call it doing the work of self-development, self-improvement, of becoming the best version of yourself. But when you're leading, you're becoming the best version of yourself for the benefit of others, those that you lead. This is the work of coaching, the work of therapists, the work of spiritual journeys, the work that we do in relationships and friendships with each other, where we give each other feedback of how we're experiencing each other. It is hard work, but it's necessary. What happens as a result of doing this work, the capacity to show up as the best version of yourself for the benefit of others, that capacity mitigates our triggers or our activations or our unhealthy behaviors that cause us to respond to people in ways that just aren't helpful. We're able to see what's going on in front of us and find pathways through reality. When we're stifled, when our maturity is undeveloped, when we don't know who we are or what we're all about, when we can't see who others are, when we only have one lens through which to see the world, we often can't see the world as it is. And as a result of that, our capacity to lead is dramatically diminished. And we end up making things unnecessarily hard for ourselves and others. So to start with, in answer to the question, is leadership hard or are we making it hard? Well, we are often making it hard instead of doing the hard work of becoming the best version of ourselves for the benefit of others. A lot of the work we do at Icon Coaching is helping executives, founders, entrepreneurs figure out what part of the work is necessarily hard and what part is unnecessarily hard. And it is amazing to watch people let go of the hard work that's unnecessary, the hard work they're doing that makes everybody less effective, that is exhausting to them, that just doesn't need to be done. And then focus in on the hard work that does need to be done. You can learn more about what we do and how we do it on this YouTube channel or at iconcoaching.com, or just shoot me an email. We're at hello@iconcoaching.com. We'd love to hear from you.